Most people think becoming a millionaire starts with a big idea, a lucky break, or some secret investment nobody knows about. But that's not true, because if you look closely at people who changed their lives financially, most of them started the exact same way. Ordinary, average job, average income, average routine. And that's where the problem was. Because your life usually moves in the direction of your daily habits. Think about it. Some people wake up every day and slowly build freedom, while others wake up every day and slowly build stress. Same 24 hours, completely different future. And the scary part? Most people don't even realize their routine is destroying their potential. They wake up tired, check their phone immediately, scroll for 45 minutes, rush through the morning, react to problems all day, come home exhausted, watch videos for hours, sleep late, repeat, day after day, year after year, and eventually they wonder, why is my life not changing? But here's what changed everything for a lot of self-made millionaires. They stopped treating their mornings casually because they realized something most people ignore. Your first few hours shape the rest of your day, and your days shape your future. So before we go deeper, comment the biggest habit holding you back right now. And if you're serious about changing your mindset, your discipline, and your future, subscribe now to this channel. Because one of the habits later in this video is probably the reason most people stay financially stuck for years. Now here's something that sounds small, but secretly controls millions of lives. The first thing you do after waking up. Seriously, think about your morning. Before your feet even touch the ground, what's the first thing you grab? Your phone, notifications, messages, Instagram, TikTok, news, videos, and within minutes, your brain is flooded with distraction. Most people start the day consuming, not creating, reacting, not thinking, and that changes everything. Because when your morning starts with chaos, your mind stays chaotic all day. Now imagine two people. The first person wakes up and instantly scrolls social media. They compare themselves to strangers. They overload their brain. They waste energy before the day even begins. The second person wakes up in silence. No phone, no noise, no distraction. Just focus, clarity, direction. Now ask yourself, which person is more likely to build a better future? See, millionaires understand something dangerous about attention. Once you lose control of it, you lose control of your life. That's why many successful people protect the first hour of the day aggressively. Not because mornings are magical, but because focus is rare. And the people who can focus longer usually win bigger. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people think successful people wake up motivated every day. That's not true at all. A lot of them wake up tired too, unmotivated too, distracted too. The difference is they don't rely on feelings. They rely on systems. That's the part most people ignore. They wait to feel productive. Millionaires build routines that make productivity automatic. And once you understand that, your entire life starts changing. Because success is rarely about one huge action. It's usually small actions repeated consistently. That's why many self-made millionaires start their mornings with intentional habits. Reading, planning, exercise, thinking, journaling, learning. Not because those things look cool online, but because those habits slowly change the person you become. And what happened next surprised a lot of people. The more control they gained over their mornings, the more control they gained over their finances. Because discipline spreads. When you become disciplined in one area, it slowly affects everything else. Your focus improves. Your confidence improves. Your decisions improve. And better decisions create better outcomes. But most people never experience this because they stay trapped in reaction mode. Wake up, rush, stress, distraction, repeat. And years disappear like that. That's the scary part. Years disappear quietly. Nobody notices when they waste one morning. But wasted mornings become wasted months. And wasted months become wasted lives. Now here's another habit that separated ordinary people from financially successful people. Planning their day before the day starts. This sounds simple, almost too simple, but most people never do it. They wake up hoping to be productive. Successful people wake up already knowing what matters. That changes everything. Because if you don't decide where your time goes, something else will. Notifications, emails, other people, random problems, endless scrolling. Most people spend their day reacting instead of building. And they confuse movement with progress. Being busy is not the same as improving your life. That realization hit a lot of people hard. Because some people work all day and still stay financially stuck for years. Not because they're lazy, but because their effort has no direction. Millionaires think differently. Instead of trying to do everything, they focus on high-value actions, the few things that actually move life forward. That's why many successful people plan their top priorities early. Not 25 random tasks, just the important ones. Because clarity creates momentum, and momentum creates results. Imagine waking up every day knowing exactly what needs to be done. No confusión, no wasted energy, no constant mental stress. That alone changes your entire emotional state. But here's where most people struggle. The moment something feels difficult, they avoid it. That's why the next habit changed everything for ordinary people trying to level up financially. They started doing hard things first. And honestly, this is where most people fail. Because comfort is addictive. Scrolling is easier than learning. Watching videos is easier than building skills. Sleeping in is easier than discipline. Avoiding fear is easier than facing it. But successful people train themselves differently. They move toward resistance. That's huge, because the things people avoid most usually contain the biggest growth. Difficult conversations, business risks, learning skills, working out, selling, building, creating. Those uncomfortable actions slowly build confidence. And confidence changes the way you see yourself. That's what many people don't understand. Millionaire habits aren't only about money. They're about identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who quits. You stop seeing yourself as lazy. You stop seeing yourself as unlucky. And once your identity changes, your behavior changes naturally. That's powerful, because most people spend years waiting for motivation. But motivation disappears fast. Systems stay. Routines stay. Discipline stays. That's why successful people focus less on feelings and more on consistency. Now here's the scary part nobody talks about. The modern world is designed to destroy your focus. Everything wants your attention. Apps, notifications, entertainment, ads, messages. And every time your attention gets interrupted, your brain loses energy. Most people underestimate how damaging this is. They think checking their phone for a second is harmless. But those seconds become hours, and those hours become years. Some people lose entire dreams to distraction without realizing it. That's terrifying, because distraction feels harmless in the moment. It feels comfortable, fun, easy, but slowly, it steals your future. And successful people understand this better than most. That's why many millionaires protect their attention like money. Because attention creates output, and output creates income. The average person checks their phone constantly. The focused person builds skills, learns, creates, improves, and over time, the gap becomes massive. Now think about this carefully. A distracted person can't compete with a focused person. Not long term. That's why some ordinary people completely transform their lives simply by reducing distractions. Less scrolling, less noise, less entertainment overload, more focus, more learning, more building, and suddenly, their income started changing too, because focused effort compounds. But this next habit might be the most underrated one of all: reading and learning daily. Now, before you click away thinking this sounds boring, listen carefully. One idea can change your life forever. Seriously, one skill, one mindset shift, one realization can completely change your financial future. That's why so many wealthy people are obsessed with learning. Not school necessarily. Learning, sales, communication, psychology, business, investing, marketing, leadership, because knowledge changes decisions, and decisions change outcomes. While most people spend hours consuming entertainment every day, Successful people spend time consuming information that upgrades their future. That's a huge difference. Imagine improving your thinking every single year while everyone around you stays mentally stuck. That's what learning does. And the craziest part? Most of this information is available for free now. Books, podcasts, courses, audiobooks, interviews. The problem isn't access anymore. It's discipline. Most people know what could improve their lives. They just don't stay consistent long enough. And consistency is where everything changes. Because successful people think differently about time. Average people focus on today. Millionaires think years ahead. That's one of the biggest mindset differences. Most people ask, what feels good right now? Successful people ask, what helps me long-term? That question changes everything. Because long-term thinking forces better decisions. Saving instead of wasting. Learning instead of distracting yourself. Building instead of consuming. Investing instead of showing off. And honestly, this is where many people sabotage their future. They choose temporary comfort over permanent growth. Every single day, and eventually those small choices create painful results. Debt, stress, regret, missed opportunities. But people who think long-term start building a completely different life quietly. At first, nobody notices. That's important. The beginning looks boring. No huge results. No instant success. No applause. Just repetition. Consistency. Discipline. And this is where most people quit. Because they expect success to feel exciting all the time. But real growth often feels repetitive. Wake up early. Exercise. Work. Learn. Repeat. Again. 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 And for a while, nothing dramatic happens. That's where most people give up. But the people who kept going noticed something strange. Small improvements started compounding. Their focus improved. Their confidence improved. Their skills improved. Their income improved. Slowly at first, then faster. That's how compounding works. And honestly, this might be the biggest secret behind millionaire routines. Consistency beats intensity. Every time, some people work hard for 1 week and quit. Others improve slowly for years. Guess who wins? The consistent person. Always. Because success usually looks invisible before it becomes obvious. People laugh at discipline until the results appear. Then suddenly everyone calls it luck. But it wasn't luck. It was repetition. Quiet repetition nobody respected in the beginning. And this next realization changed how many people viewed success forever. Your routine is shaping your identity whether you realize it or not. Every action casts a vote for the person you're becoming. Every morning, every habit, every decision, you either become more disciplined or more distracted, more focused or more reactive, more intentional or more careless. That's why daily routines matter so much. Not because routines themselves are magical, but because they slowly transform you. And once you transform, your results naturally change too. Think about the people who became financially successful. Many of them didn't suddenly become geniuses overnight. They became more focused, more disciplined, more patient, more consistent. And those qualities changed their financial outcomes. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid hearing. Nobody is coming to save you. Not motivation, not luck, not some magical perfect moment. Your future changes when your habits change. That's it. And honestly, that realization can feel scary because it means responsibility is on you. But it's also empowering because it means your future is still controllable. No matter where you are now, no matter how stuck you feel, no matter how many mistakes you made before, your routine can start changing tomorrow morning. That's powerful. Imagine where your life could be in 5 years if you became disciplined today. Seriously, think about that. 5 years of focused mornings. 5 years of learning. 5 years of consistency. 5 years of better decisions. That version of your life would probably feel unrecognizable compared to now. But most people never experience that future because they underestimate small habits. They wait for huge breakthroughs instead. But massive success is usually built quietly, in ordinary mornings, ordinary routines, ordinary choices repeated consistently. That's why ordinary people became millionaires. not because they were special from the beginning, but because they changed what they repeated daily. And eventually, their habits created a completely different life. Now ask yourself honestly, what is your current routine building? Stress? Distraction? Regret? Or discipline? Focus? Freedom? Because your future is hidden inside your daily actions. And the scary part is, you're already creating that future right now, whether you realize it or not. 5 years from now, you'll either wish you started today, or you'll be grateful you did. And the choice starts tomorrow morning. So comment the one habit you're changing after this video. And if this opened your eyes even a little, subscribe, because one small decision today can completely change the direction of your life.